Thank you, Izati. After understanding the type of monocultural group, it is important for us to evaluate whether such groups are always beneficial. Therefore, I would now like to invite Auni to discuss the strength and risks of monocultural group, particularly in organizational or workplace settings.
Thank you, moderator, for the question. Monocultural group has several strengths that can enhance team performance because members share similar cultural backgrounds. Communication tends to be easier and more effective. This similarity also builds a higher level of trust and cohesion within the team, allowing members to work together smoothly. As there are fewer conflicting viewpoints, decisions can often be made more quickly and the level of conflict within the group is generally low. However, monocultural groups also face important risks. These teams are more likely to experience groupthink, where the desire for agreement discourages critical thinking. The lack of diverse perspective can limit creativity and innovation as members often approach problems in similar ways. Over time, this may lead to cultural blind spot, reducing the group's ability to make balanced decisions, especially in diverse or global contexts.
Building on that good discussion, could you also compare monocultural and multicultural group in the workplace, especially in terms of performance, creativity, and decision making?
Alright, I will explain the difference between multicultural and monocultural teams in the workplace. First, multicultural teams are usually harder to manage at the beginning. This is because team members have different communication styles, values, and ways of thinking. However, these differences can be an advantage. Multicultural teams are more creative, offer diverse ideas, and are better at problem solving. Because of this, they often produce better quality decisions, especially in complex situations. On the other hand, monocultural teams communicate more easily because members share similar cultural backgrounds. Decisions can be made faster and these teams work best in stable environments where quick coordination is needed. To sum up, cultural diversity can be very beneficial, but it works best when there is inclusive leadership and effective communication.
Thank you, Auni. From this discussion, we can see that while monocultural group offers stability and efficiency, they also carry significant risks, especially in complex and global environment. This brings us to the next question, which are focuses on managing work groups across different culture environment, particularly when managers are placed in foreign setting. To begin this session, I would like to invite Hafiz to introduce this topic first. Hafiz, could you please introduce the challenges managers face when they are assigned to manage team in a culture different from their own?
Thank you, moderator, for the question. When managers are transferred to another country, they may face difficulties in creating unity due to cultural differences. Differences in values, norms, and work practices can lead to misunderstandings between managers and employees. At the beginning, the manager may not fully understand the local culture and workplace expectations. Therefore, to promote unity and teamwork, the manager must take initiative to learn and adapt to the new work environment.
Thank you for the introduction. Now that we understand the background of cross-cultural management, let us look more closely at the specific challenges faced by managers. Zikri, could you explain the key challenges, beginning with cultural barrier, communication issues, trust gap, and resistance to change?
I will explain 4 main challenges faced by managers working in international teams. First, cultural barriers. Employees from different cultures have different beliefs, values, and way of working. These differences affect communication, teamwork, decision-making, and time management. This can cause misunderstanding and make teamwork less effective. Second, language and communication barriers. Different language, accent, and communication style can lead to misunderstanding instruction and feedback. This may cause mistakes, reduce teamwork, and lower employee morale. Third, trust and credibility gap. New or foreign managers may find it hard to gain employees' trust. Workers may doubt the manager's decision or leadership style. Without trust, teamwork becomes weak and productivity decreases. And finally, resistance to change. Employees often resist new management style or processes, especially when introduced by foreign managers. This resistance can reduce cooperation, communication, and overall performance. In conclusion, managers in international environment must understand cultural differences, communicate clearly, but build trust and manage change effectively. Thank you.
Thank you, Zikri. Since these challenges can significantly affect team cohesion and performance, it is important to discuss how managers can overcome them. Dayat, could you please share the strategies managers can use to manage culturally diverse team more effectively?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day to everyone. Thank you, Ms. Maisara, our moderator today, for asking me the question. Before I answer this question, I would just like to mention and tell everyone that I already list out 5 strategies that I think would be appropriate for a manager to practice to become effective as well as to build a good cohesion. So now, without further ado, let's begin with our strategies for a manager to build a good cohesion and to become an effective manager when they move to a foreign country. So, first and foremost is to learn and observe. To be a truly effective manager in a foreign country, the work begins long before the first meeting. It starts with the commitment to learn and observe. Culture is very powerful, often subconscious force. Many people don't even realize how deeply it shapes them until they are placed in a new environment with a different culture. By observing cultural norms, a manager can decode the unwritten rules regarding respect, teamwork, and professionalism. This observation period is vital because it reduces misunderstanding and ease a natural anxiety when they move to a new workplace. For example, in Japan, communication is often indirect and focused on maintaining group harmony. So a manager who hasn't observed this might mistake silence for agreement or disrespect. So by taking time to understand these nuances, we can identify shared values and align our planning with employee expectation, which is the first step in building foundation of mutual respect. The second one is building trust and psychological safety. Once we understand the culture, we must focus on building trust and psychological safety. Whenever a new leader arrives, there is an inevitable period of certainty. The team may be comparing you to a previous leader or questioning your ability to lead in their specific context. As Amy Edmondson 2019 defines, psychological safety is the belief that one can voice ideas, concern, or question without fear of punishment. So to build this, I practice active listening and ensure equal treatment of all employees. According to Stephen Covey 2006, an environment built on trust reduces conflicts and allows teams to work more efficiently towards shared goals. I aim to build credibility through integrity, ensuring that action always matches the word. Over time, this transparency help the team to feel secure, leading to higher level of cooperation and a much healthier workplace relationship. The third one is encourage participation. In a multicultural workplace, we must realize that encouraging participation is not an automatic process. In many cultures, employees may hesitate to speak up unless specifically invited to do so. So, it's a manager's role to create a space where everyone feels their contribution is valued. And research by Kenzenbeck and Smith in 1993 shows that inclusive participation leads to superior team performance and creativity because it brings multiple perspectives to the table. And to facilitate this, for example, just use open-ended question during meeting to draw out thoughts. So, whenever an employee point out their opinion, so the manager has to thank every employee for their effort and their bravery in sharing an opinion, especially when it differs from people. So, when the employees see that their opinion is appreciated, their commitment to the final decision increase, which, of course, ultimately increase the cohesion of the entire group. Number 4 is set a clear guidelines. Even in the most collaborative environment, a manager must set clear guidelines regardless of the culture background, because people need to understand the vision, their specific roles, and the acceptable behavior within the team. Because without this, different culture assumption about deadline or decision making can lead to chaos. As DAF 2018 suggests, a manager must clearly explain how the team will work together. This includes defining whether the decisions are made by consensus or by the leader, and how feedback should be delivered. According to Robbins and Judge in 2017, clear structure and expectation are the best tools for reducing uncertainty and improving coordination. Furthermore, these guidelines ensures fairness. So, when everyone is held to the same transparent rule, it increase the sense of being treated equally, which is a massive driver of trust and also cooperation. So, so far, do you guys understand what I'm talking about? So, if you guys get the message, so I would like to proceed to the last point. So, last but not least is by applying adaptive leadership. The most successful international managers practice adaptive leadership. We must accept that leadership style is highly effective in one country might be completely rejected in another. Because according to Hofstede in 2011, failure to adapt your style can lead to resistance and low motivation. For instance, in a high-power distance culture such as many Asian countries, employees often expect and prefer a leader to provide direct guidance and clear authority. Conversely, in low-power distance cultures like the Netherlands or Australia, employees expect quality and open discussion, according to Robbins and Judge in 2017. An effective leader, according to Duff 2018, points out, is one who can adjust their behavior based on the specific people they manage. So, by adapting our style, we are not just being flexible, we are showing a deep respect for the local culture. So, the flexibility is what ultimately allow us to get employee support and lead them toward high performance result. So, that's all for me. Thank you.